Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Hope you guys are all blessed and hope you guys are all well. Ibrahim Konate, new deal or not the deal? I don't know. Let's wait and see kind of what happens with this one. But I want to know what you guys think. Obviously, it's saying here report from Indy. Big up to him. Exclusive Ibrahim Konate news. The current contract offered on the table will be the final offer made by Liverpool Football Club, and it believes it will make Konate one of the highest earners at the club. I don't know what that means, guys. I'm just gonna give you guys my opinion um, in terms of what I think the contract will be and what I think we should do with a player like Ibrahim Konate. In terms of a deal, guys, contract wise, I think for me personally, I think we should pay him around 250 and upwards of that. So 250 starting point, and then see where we go. And I think 250 will be more than enough for him to stay at Liverpool Football Club. I do believe he's underappreciated by our fan base at times. Not all of them. I just think there's always going to be some sections that doesn't appreciate the work he does. I'm not going to, make excuses for the errors and mistakes I've seen him make in games. There's a level of consistency as well. You'd hope he can have in his game as well that I think he's missing from time to time. But overall, as a defender, I think he's done his part for our team. He's done so much work and body of work for this football club. He deserves a contract, and a really good contract, to show that as a club we appreciate him. You know, you spent most of his time at Liverpool Football Club covering and putting out fires for Trent. We spent so much of watching him play for Liverpool Football Club, defending him and just Virgil at the back for most of the time he's been in this team. Because our fullbacks normally go, and it's just those two covering those wide areas. You know, we've seen even this season the amount of fires he's put out for, whether it's Bradley, on that side going and helping out and covering, whether it's just the midfield leaving gaping holes, and he has to play more as the front-footed defender and stuff like that. And I know there's some sections that don't think he can pass the football. I disagree. I think I want you guys to, if you're going to share that opinion and that's your opinion, that's fine. I want you guys to just go and look at, and it's easy. Everyone goes and looks at the stats website, right? I want you guys just to go and look at whatever one is you guys look at, whether it's FootMob or Sofa Scores. Just go to the game, just click the game and go through his passing completion and go through it. And then I promise you guys are going to be very surprised. 90% of the time, his passing percentage is in the 90s. And if not, it's just below that, just below that. So I want you guys to go and do that before you say you can't pass. I think the system that we're playing at the moment heavily relies upon him to pass the ball to players that's not in good positions as well. So I'm watching it and I'm like, the only pass he has is either Mo Salah, which doesn't want the ball sometimes. Bradley, he's more in the 10, and then one midfielder. That's not enough passing options for a defender. So I think for me personally, guys, I would give him around 250. I think he's done enough to merit and warrant that. And if we don't give him that, for an example, guys, obviously he'll look elsewhere. Obviously he'll be looking to go to Real Madrid. And as I said, guys, if Real Madrid is coming for your player, there is a reason. Whether it's free, and I know it's obviously if it's free, they're not going to turn it down, are they? But these guys only go after the best players. They only go after the best players that's going to make their team better, not worse, better. So I think us as fans have to try and navigate that. And I know I'm not going to try and convince you to say, well, is he better than the defender you might have in your mind right this second in terms of you watching this video? I'm not going to say he's better than that person. But I think you need to be a little bit more fair in terms of what he's done. And let's not go overboard. There is moments where he's made mistakes, but there's been fantastic games where he looks second to none and not a striker can live with him. Yes, Virgil is the better defender, so most people try not to go to Virgil. So that means he's doing more work than Virgil in the games. 90% of the game, the striker is playing against him. The other percentage of the game, he's covering the right-hand side to make sure, nothing's going down that side. So there isn't a game where he's not being made, or he's not pulling his weight. Yes, there is games when he hasn't shown up, but I'm sure if you look around the squad, there's so many other players in our team you can do that. And it's not about trying to throw other players under the bus while trying to prop him up. It's just, I feel like he just gets so much more grief than than actually what he deserves. The games that he's been bad in, yeah, critique his performance. That's fair. I think that's very, very fair. But there's games when he's played outstanding and we haven't propped him up. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's always we're not fair when it comes to him. So I would rather us, keep him and build from there. But then again, let's see, man. So he's he's been here for long enough now. He's still a relatively young centre half as well. So what do we do if he leaves on a free? That's normally the question that's probably it going for everyone's head. What does he do? I'm pretty sure there's plenty of centre backs that most people have in their mind in terms of where they would go. One is Slotterbeck. You know, Schlotterbeck, I look at a very, very, very good centre back. Left footed, strong in his tackles, passing, very good. But I want you guys to bear in mind the way we are playing. So when we're thinking about our players, all I want you guys to do is bear in mind how are we playing currently. So does how we're playing would benefit these centre backs getting in, or will it be a hindrance on them because the requirement is for them to do a hell of a lot more? For an example, you get in Slotterbeck, it means Virgil moves to the right hand side because Slotterbeck is not going to play on the right hand side. So that means we will expect, based on how we're playing as a team, we would expect Virgil to go and cover that right area with relatively most of the wingers in the Premier League. You said they're all really fast and they're all skillful and tricky. So you're going to push Virgil to go and do the Konate role, which is he's going to go out there and put out fires. Virgil does not want to do that. So even if you get in Slotterbeck, we're going to have to find a solution there. Yeah, Virgil's not going to want to go out there and cover Bradley and cover Frimpong when they go or when they invert. They're not going to want to do that. Okay? So let's see how we're going to balance that. But as a player, Slotterbeck is really, really good. Comes back from his ACL, he's looking really good. I've seen a few of the games that he's played. Looks close to or nearly back to his best. But as I said, good in the air, strong in his tackles, reads the game really well. So that's a plus. That's a good defender to get in. But as I said, I want you guys to bear in mind how we've been playing, to see what we should do. Bastoni, one of my favorite centre backs on this planet. And the attribute I love the most about this guy is the way he reads the damn game, the way he thinks about football, the way he loves the side of defending. Obviously, we got Leone here and we got Chiesa here. Maybe we can use the Italian Paul to get him over. Maybe we can. Let's see what happens with that one. But similar, another defender that plays predominantly on the left-hand side of either a 3 or a 2. So Virgil again would have to shift because I'm assuming Konate is the one we want to get out because that's what we're talking about. So still, Virgil problem is he has to cover that right-hand side. Do we really want Virgil to go and do that work down that side, guys? Do we really want? I don't think Virgil wants to do that anyway. He don't want to be running out there every 2 minutes to cover and put out fires. No chance. No chance. So, as I said, keep thinking about the way we play, guys. Keep thinking about the build up with the 3 and then the lone play. That means, and we've seen our midfielders, they're not moving. They're not moving and trying to come to the ball and so Virgil has to go out there if we go and get a Bastoni. And Bastoni is one of the best centre backs, and I would love if we can sign him. We can sign this brother. The way he thinks about the game, distribution, his tackling, he's great in the air. He can carry the ball really well as well. Outstanding centre back. And then the other one was he should have been a Liverpool player, but we flopped. We messed this one up, guys. We actually messed this one up. But there's still hope. Potentially January, potentially the summer. The rumours are he is giving his word to Liverpool. In this day and age, word in football means nothing. But let's say the character of Gay, based on the reports, he's a man of his word. So let's see if he keeps his words. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the kind of reports coming out. Another really good centre back, but predominantly plays in a back 3, goes to England, plays in a back 2. So I'm comfortable either way and what we want to do. If that we're going to 3, if we're going to 2, I think he'll be comfortable. But another left-sided centre back. The other problem we have is, right, most people, the conversation, he's better at passing. He's better at this than Konate. He's not better than Konate in the air. And the passing, I think it's subjective as well. Because, for an example, that's what I said earlier in the stream, guys, or earlier in this video. I want you guys to go and really check. Please go and do it. It might change your mind. You might not want and you might not care. but I just go on your favorite app and go and check Konate's passing completion in the games, right? But with the three at the back they play, you've got Mitchell, which is left wing back, so he's got the option there. He's also got Kamada or Walton in the middle. That's an option there for him to pass to. He also has his other centre back partner. Is slipped my mind. Is it Richards or Lecroc? What you guys know? You guys know. You guys know. He's got that option there, or he's got the 2 10s he can punch the balls into. So he's got all of those options when Gay's playing to play a pass to. Yeah. But when we are playing, that's what I want you guys to think about how we are playing under this manager. Will he have those same options? And again, guys, guess who has to go out on the right hand side? Virgil van Dijk. Because we won't be getting in predominantly left-sided defenders if that's what we go and get. And Virgil still stays there because now we're just off balancing our team. Now we're putting left-footed players on the right-hand side and right-footed players on the left-hand side, which we've done with Virgil. And obviously we've had Konate there, which is right-footed, and we've had Matip there. We had Gomez right-footed. But I don't want to put left-footed players over there. Gay on the other hand, he can use both. So you kind of go, right, maybe they don't mind, he'll go there. But I've always watched him play on that left-hand side. So put him on the right. Now you're asking him to run out there and cover those wide areas based around what we play. So, guys, look, I want you guys to tell me, what you agree with, what you disagree with. I also want you guys to tell me how much would you pay Konate that you think is a respectable amount for him and the body of work you think he's done as a Liverpool fan. And also as well, the way we play, do you think these guys are going to come in and change that? Do you guys agree what I'm saying about Virgil would have to be the one that goes on that right-hand side? And I think many people are not thinking about that. Many people are just assuming these guys are going to come in and Virgil stays where he is. I don't think so. That means Virgil's going to have to do the Konate role. So all of a sudden now, Virgil's going to be running down there and covering that right-hand side with Doku and whoever else in the Premier League that's an outstanding winger, in your opinion, guys. I don't think Virgil wants to go and do that, especially the way we play. If we change the way we play, I have no problems. But listen, guys, go and enjoy the rest of your day, evening, night, morning, wherever you are around the world. Like this video, share it. Let me know in the comment section as well what you guys think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.